Welcome to World Code Updates, your daily briefing on everything happening around the world. The news hit Manila like a thunderclap, reverberating through every street, alley, and household. As the first rays of sunlight crept over the city, an electric sense of anticipation filled the air. Philippines confirms trillion-dollar energy jackpot. The words blazed across television screens, radio waves, and social media feeds, instantly capturing the nation's attention. Screens across the country flashed the headline, igniting a wave of disbelief, excitement, and hope. In living rooms, cafes, and public plazas, people paused, trying to grasp the magnitude of what they were hearing. Geological surveys had revealed colossal oil and gas reserves hidden deep beneath the contested South China Sea, resources valued at a staggering $1 trillion, enough to change the nation's fate. In Quezon City, street vendors clustered around crackling radios, their faces lit with cautious optimism. Meanwhile, in the glass towers of Makati, business analysts scrambled to predict the impact on the peso, the stock market, and the country's economic future. The government's announcement was bold and confident. A new era of prosperity and energy security was suddenly within reach. Officials spoke of national renewal, promising that every Filipino would feel the benefits. For the first time in years, conversations shifted from daily struggles to dreams of new roads, hospitals, and schools. Hopes soared as families imagined a brighter future for their children, free from the burdens of scarcity. The promise was clear: an end to blackouts, cheaper energy for homes and businesses, and a chance to finally harness the nation's full potential. And beyond that, a future where the Philippines could stand tall as a major player on the world stage, its flag flying proudly among the world's energy giants. But beneath the euphoria, anxiety simmered. Not everyone was convinced that this windfall would come without a price. The reserves lay in the West Philippine Sea, fiercely claimed by China. The waters, already tense, now became the focus of global attention and potential conflict. The headline was more than economic news. It was a geopolitical challenge, a test of the nation's resolve and unity. Would the Philippines have the strength, the unity, and the allies needed to claim this fortune and defend its sovereignty? The nation held its breath, caught between hope and the shadow of conflict, as families and communities waited for what would come next. The trillion-dollar question was not just about resources, but about sovereignty, identity, and the destiny of a people determined to shape their own future. The world watched closely as the Philippines stood at the threshold of transformation, its every move scrutinized by allies and rivals alike. The stakes had never been higher, and the next chapter in the nation's story was about to unfold. The discovery began deep beneath the ocean, where sunlight fades and mysteries abound, in a world few have ever seen. Here, seismic surveys, using powerful sound waves, mapped out vast hydrocarbon reserves hidden under layers of rock and sediment. The data revealed sprawling oil and gas fields, especially around Recto Bank, potentially larger than the famed Malampaya field, and possibly one of the biggest untapped reserves in Southeast Asia. These reserves could satisfy the country's energy needs for a century, fueling industries, homes, and vehicles, and potentially doubling the national GDP, transforming the Philippines into a regional energy powerhouse. The oil is light and sweet, highly profitable. Its quality means it's easier and cheaper to refine, making it even more valuable on the global market. The natural gas, a cleaner alternative to coal, could power millions of homes and help the country transition to a greener, more sustainable future. Unlocking this treasure, however, requires deep-water drilling, advanced pipelines, and billions in investment, demanding both technology and expertise. The challenge is immense, turning seismic data into barrels of oil and megawatts of power, bridging the gap between potential and reality. The journey from discovery to production is long and fraught with risk, from unpredictable weather to technical setbacks and environmental concerns. But for the first time, the Philippines has a map to its own energy future, a blueprint for independence and prosperity. The knowledge of what lies beneath has changed everything, inspiring hope and ambition across the nation. Now the nation must find the resolve, unity, and resources to claim its prize, ensuring that this opportunity benefits every Filipino. The silent depths of the sea hold the key to a brighter tomorrow, waiting for those bold enough to reach for it. The race to unlock this fortune has begun, and the world is watching as the Philippines steps onto the global energy stage. The Philippines relies almost entirely on imported fuel, with nearly all of its oil, gas, and coal coming from foreign suppliers. This dependence has shaped the nation's energy landscape for decades, leaving it at the mercy of international markets. As a result, the country is extremely vulnerable to global price shocks. When oil prices surge abroad, Filipinos feel the impact almost immediately at home. Every spike in oil prices means higher electricity bills, costlier goods, and economic strain for millions. Families are forced to stretch their budgets, and businesses struggle to keep up with rising expenses. Billions of pesos that could fund schools, hospitals, and vital infrastructure instead flow overseas to pay for imported energy. This outflow drains resources that could otherwise improve lives and build the nation's future. In many provinces, blackouts are routine, stifling businesses and daily life. Power interruptions disrupt education, healthcare, and economic activity, deepening the cycle of hardship. The country's only significant local source, the Malampaya gas field, is running dry. Once a symbol of hope, its dwindling reserves now signal a looming crisis. Its depletion threatens a massive energy gap, forcing the nation to rely even more on expensive imports. The risk of shortages and price hikes grows with every passing year. The human cost is real. Students study by candlelight, businesses lose profits, and hospitals must rely on generators to save lives. Everyday life becomes a struggle for millions. Energy poverty traps entire communities in underdevelopment, limiting opportunities and hope for a better future. The discovery of new reserves is not just an opportunity, it's a necessity for national survival. Without it, the country's energy security remains in jeopardy. Without domestic energy, the nation faces a looming crisis that could affect every Filipino, from city dwellers to rural families. The clock is ticking to secure a stable, affordable power supply. Every delay brings the country closer to an energy emergency. The stakes are high. Avoid an energy catastrophe that could cripple the economy and disrupt daily life for millions. Yet there is hope. The nation can seize this moment for transformation, investing in new sources and building a resilient energy future. The nation's future depends on breaking free from this cycle of dependence and forging a path toward energy independence. The new discovery could be the lifeline the Philippines desperately needs, a chance to reclaim its energy destiny and secure a brighter tomorrow for all. Energy independence could free the Philippines from volatile global markets. Billions now spent on imports could fuel domestic growth and stability. Stable energy prices would attract investment and empower local businesses. Controlling its own energy would strengthen national security and sovereignty. A domestic oil and gas industry could create thousands of high-skilled jobs and reverse the brain drain. Lower energy costs mean more disposable income for families and new revenue for government projects. Natural gas offers a cleaner bridge to a renewable future, reducing pollution while scaling up solar, wind, and geothermal. The energy dividend could fund highways, schools, hospitals, and social programs. Energy independence is about empowerment and the right to shape the nation's destiny. The dream, a first-world Philippines built on its own resources. The trillion-dollar reserves lie in the South China Sea, claimed by both the Philippines and China. China's aggressive tactics, harassing fishermen, blocking patrols, make exploration risky and dangerous. Any drilling rig becomes a flashpoint, swarmed by Chinese vessels. This intimidation scares off global energy firms, wary of being caught in a superpower standoff. Beijing seeks to force Manila into joint deals on its terms or abandon its claims. The Philippine government faces a dilemma: back down and lose sovereignty, or push forward and risk conflict. Navigating this challenge demands diplomacy, legal action, and military modernization. The future of the nation's energy security hinges on standing firm. The dragon in the water is real, and the stakes are existential. The world is watching how Manila responds. If the Philippines claims its energy fortune, the transformation could be revolutionary. Imagine modern railways, airports, and ports connecting the islands. World-class schools and hospitals could become the norm, not the exception. Universal healthcare and quality education would be within reach for all. Environmental restoration, clean rivers, reforestation, climate resilience could be funded at scale. A sovereign wealth fund could secure prosperity for future generations. The nation's image would shift from sick man of Asia to a regional powerhouse. National pride and confidence would soar. The energy dividend could rewrite the country's story for centuries. The dream, a Philippines not just surviving but thriving. The opportunity is historic and within grasp. Developing these reserves is a high-stakes gamble with immense risks and rewards. The biggest challenge: China's political and security threats. Energy companies need assurance of safety and stability before investing billions. The Philippines lacks the technology and capital to go it alone, requiring foreign partners. Contracts must balance attracting investment with protecting national interests. Corruption and mismanagement are real dangers with sudden wealth. Deepwater drilling is costly and complex, vulnerable to typhoons and accidents. Infrastructure will take years and billions to build. Despite the hurdles, the potential reward is too great to ignore. The government must walk a tightrope, assertive, diplomatic, and transparent. The nation is betting its future on this opportunity. The Philippine government is shifting from passive defense to active assertion. Strengthening alliances with the US and other partners, Manila is signaling it will defend its claims. Joint military exercises and international coalitions aim to deter Chinese aggression. The government is courting global energy investors, offering protection and attractive terms. The message: the Philippines is open for business and will safeguard its partners. This assertive stance increases friction with Beijing, but inaction risks losing everything. Manila is betting on international support and legal victories to back its claims. The era of freezing exploration is over. The time to act is now. The nation stands at a crossroads, prosperity or conflict. A new dawn for exploration is breaking. The Philippines stands at a historic crossroads. One path: harness fossil fuel wealth for energy independence and transformation, risking conflict with China. The other: leapfrog to renewables, avoiding the resource curse and aligning with global climate goals. Some propose using oil revenues to fund a green transition, a hybrid path requiring discipline and vision. The world is watching. For global powers, energy markets, and environmentalists, the stakes are high. For Filipinos, the choice is about more than economics. It's about national identity and the future. The decision will echo for generations. Will the nation choose immediate wealth or long-term sustainability? The trillion-dollar question is no longer just about oil. It's about the soul and destiny of the Philippines.